Greetings, everyone. First off, thank you very, very much for all the really kind comments about my first video. It's a little rough, and this whole process is something I'm getting used to. Hopefully, I'm already correcting some of that. Not holding the phone this time. But yeah, bear with me and continue with your comments and any questions or anything you have to say. I appreciate that very much. So today we're going to continue on our dinosaur theme and talk about one of my absolute favorite dinosaurs of all time. But we're also going to have a little bit of a game just like we did yesterday. So I'm going to show you something and I'm going to have you guess what it is. Alright, so the first thing I have is actually a cast of a fossil. And this cast of a fossil is from the collection of the Natural History Museum of Utah, which I am a part. So without further ado, take a look at this. I want you to guess what you think this actually might be. Now, some of you are probably jumping up and down with your hands in the air with the idea of what it is, and you are probably on the right track. But I'll go ahead and say part of it. This is a claw. So this is a claw from a dinosaur. It's a claw from what we call a theropod dinosaur, which just means two-legged carnivorous dinosaur. And it's quite large, as you can see. I have a larger than normal hand here, but that is still quite a large claw, much bigger than my fingernail, absolutely. Now, what particular dinosaur do you think this actually is? Think about that for a moment. You're probably going to have a guess, and that guess is probably Velociraptor. Now, I understand that guess, and I'm not here to tell you that you were, making a mistake by guessing Velociraptor, because I tell you what, this is not Velociraptor, but they blew up the Velociraptor claws they used in the Jurassic Park movies, particularly in the first one, when Alan Grant is carrying around a Velociraptor claw in his pocket. If I take a fossil and carry it around in my pocket, I would be fired from the museum, and I should be fired for that. So I don't know why he's doing that, but anyway. This is a claw of Allosaurus. It's a hand claw, not a toe claw like the Dromaeosaur, or as they call raptor dinosaurs. They're not really technically called raptors. We might have to get to that in a different video. But this is, again, from a hand of Allosaurus. And Allosaurus is actually our state fossil. We have a state fossil and a state dinosaur here in Utah. But this is the state fossil. The state dinosaur is Utahraptor. That's newer. State fossil is older. They both happen to be dinosaurs, though. So this is quite magnificent. It's really, really nice. And I believe this cast was made by Fossil Logic, so thank you to them for doing that. And then I'll show you another one here. This is also a claw of Allosaurus. I do not know who made this one, unfortunately, but I was able to get my hands on it some time ago. This is also a cast. I don't have any real fossils of this, nor should I. But this is much, much larger, and this is unusually large for an Allosaurus hand claw, but they do find some this size. Most of them are like this one here, though, a little bit smaller. So you can see that difference there. But these are quite impressive, and I will tell you what, I've seen lots of debates, and at this point I don't know of any paleontologist who really has a great idea of what Allosaurus did with its claws, but looking at them we get the excellent idea that they were, or the excellent suggestion that they were used quite seriously and some kind of attack or prey butchering. So we don't know if they actually used it on an animal when it was alive, when they were attacking something, or if they may have used it carving up the animal afterwards. That's been suggested, I've heard. But for this, I would be very, very shocked if Allosaurus did not use its claws for something when they evolved to be this large and this wicked. Now remember, these claws would be a little bit thicker, just a little bit longer, and a little bit more recurved when they had the keratinous sheath on it. This is just the bone core turned to fossil, so that if you've ever looked at modern skeletons or more recently expired skeletons of animals, maybe birds or reptiles, dinosaurs or somewhere in between that, remember, um, you have the keratinous sheath, the sheath of keratin over that, and keratin is the same material in our fingernails. So it's just that. But if you see like maybe a taxidermied bird, and sometimes with those taxidermied birds, you'll have a skeleton of a bird off in the corner or something. The claws will often still be like a black, and you'll see that on like lizards and things too sometimes. I've seen that on multiple mounts of monitor lizard skeletons. So what that is, that's still the keratin that's there, so you get to see the whole claw. We don't get to see that in dinosaurs because the keratin is gone, so you have just the core. So imagine these claws just a little bit more wicked and terrifying than they are. So just to comment on Velociraptor, though, the claws are really cool that Velociraptor had on its hands as well as its feet, and usually people are interested in the foot claw, so I will show you. I do have a cast of the claw of the foot of Velociraptor. This is the inner toe. And you can see that here. That is still scary and wicked, and that's impressive, but not as impressive as Allosaurus, I do have to say. And just so we remember from yesterday, this is more or less what Allosaurus looked like in its life. This is a decent model representation. So it's on two legs, walking like this. It's got three fingers, so it's not two-fingered like Tyrannosaurus rex, and its arms are a bit larger proportionally to Tyrannosaurus rex. And it's a wonderful carnivorous dinosaur, very successful animal all over the American West, and there are relatives all over the world. And again, it's our state fossil. I've spent a ton of time with Allosaurus and with all the fossils there, looking at them. We even have an Allosaurus brain case up at the museum. It's one of my favorite fossils. I like to go and stare at it, pretend it's my friend. And, it tells me things. No, it doesn't, I promise. But yeah, Allosaurus is great. Allosaurus claws are great. And I hope that was informative and helped entertain you for about 7.5 minutes of your day. Until next time, guys. Bye.